I want to tell you something important. Success is not about being the smartest, richest, or luckiest person in the room. It is about having the right mindset, the right habits, and the right actions every single day. If you want to change your life, you don't need a lifetime. You don't need 5 years. You need 30 days. Too often, people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect idea, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity. But perfection never arrives. It is an illusion that keeps people trapped in hesitation, afraid to take the first step. Look at the greatest businesses, the most inspiring success stories. They did not start as giants. They started in tiny, almost invisible ways. A single thought, a small decision, a quiet moment of courage. That is where greatness begins. You have a dream. Maybe it feels too big, too impossible. Maybe you tell yourself, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough experience. I don't have the right connections. But let me tell you something. Nobody starts with everything they need. They start with what they have. There is a story about a young man who wanted to change the world. He had no money, no experience, no big investors, but he had a vision. He gathered a small team, worked out of a tiny apartment, and took the first step. People laughed at him. Experts told him it wouldn't work, but he didn't care. He kept moving forward, one small action at a time. Years later, his idea became a billion-dollar company. You see, dreaming big is easy. Everyone has dreams. But very few people have the patience to start small. They want to jump to success, to skip the hard parts, to avoid the struggle. But success doesn't work that way. It demands effort, resilience, and the willingness to start where you are with what you have. When you plant a seed, do you expect a tree overnight? No. You water it, care for it, and let time do its work. The same goes for your dreams. You start with what you can do today, not tomorrow, not next year, today. And I know it's scary. The first step always is. That moment before you begin, your hands shake, doubts creep in, voices whisper, what if you fail? But here's something powerful. What if you succeed? What if this small step is the one that changes everything? Every great entrepreneur, every artist, every leader started with a single action. They did not wait for permission. They did not wait for the stars to align. They just started. So stop telling yourself you're not ready. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. Take that first step, even if it's small, even if it's uncertain, even if no one believes in you yet. Because small steps, taken consistently, lead to massive change. A single brick laid every day builds an empire. A single note played every day creates a masterpiece. A single action, repeated over time, transforms a life. You don't need all the answers. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to begin. Imagine you are building something big. Maybe a company, maybe a dream, maybe a legacy. You wake up every morning thinking about success, about how to grow, how to make it work. But let me tell you, the real question isn't how to succeed. The real question is, who are you doing this for? Many people get it wrong. They think success is about money, power, or competition. They chase profits, they chase investors, they chase recognition, but they forget the most important thing, the people. The people who believe in you, the people who trust you, the people who put their faith in what you create. If you want to build something that lasts, something that grows beyond you, something that truly matters, you must understand this simple truth. Customers first, employees second, investors last. Because without customers, you have no business. Without employees, you have no strength. And without a strong foundation, investors will never stay. Let me ask you, who pays for your dream? It's not the investors. It's not the media. It's not the competitors watching you. It's the customers. The person who chooses to trust you, to buy from you, to believe that what you offer is worth their hard-earned money. That person is not just a transaction. That person is your future. So when you wake up every day, don't ask yourself, how can I make more money? Ask yourself, how can I serve better? How can I solve a problem today? How can I make someone's life easier, faster, better? Because the moment you stop caring about your customers, they will leave. And when they leave, everything else collapses. Now think about your employees, the people who wake up every day to work for your dream, the ones who spend their time, their energy, their creativity to build what you started. If you don't take care of them, if you don't inspire them, if you don't help them grow, why should they stay? Why should they fight for your vision? A great leader is not someone who sits on top and gives orders. A great leader is someone who lifts people up, who helps them become stronger, smarter, better. Your employees don't just need a salary. They need respect. They need growth. They need to feel like they belong to something meaningful. You know, a lot of companies make a mistake. They put investors first. They make decisions based on what the investors want, what the shareholders expect, what the numbers look like on a report. But tell me, who made those numbers possible? Who brought in the revenue? Who created the product? Who delivered the service? If you focus only on investors, you will chase short-term success but lose long-term growth. Investors don't build companies. People do. Customers do. Employees do. If you take care of your customers, they will take care of your business. If you take care of your employees, they will take care of your vision. And when both of these are strong, investors will come, not because you beg them to, but because they see something real. Real success is not about chasing money. It's about creating value, and value comes from people, always. Failure, a word most people fear, a word that stops dreams before they even begin, a word that makes people quit before they ever taste success. But what if I told you that failure is not the end? What if I told you that failure is the greatest teacher, the most powerful fuel, the strongest foundation upon which you can build something incredible? What if I told you that failure is not something to run from, but something to run toward? Think about it. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can imagine. They didn't just wake up one day and become great. They failed, they struggled, they doubted, they broke down, but they kept moving. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. It's not talent, it's not luck. It's the willingness to fall and rise again. When you fail, it hurts. There's no denying that. The rejection, the disappointment, the feeling that maybe, just maybe, you're not good enough, it eats at you. It makes you want to give up. But here's something you need to understand. Failure is not a signal to stop. It's a signal to learn, to grow, to adjust, to try again, this time with more wisdom, more strength, and more determination. Imagine a child learning to walk. They take their first step, and what happens? They fall. They try again. They fall again. But do they ever stop? No. They keep trying, no matter how many times they stumble, no matter how hard they hit the ground. Why? Because they haven't learned to be afraid of failure yet. They don't think, maybe walking isn't for me. They don't say, maybe I should just crawl for the rest of my life. No. They keep going until one day they take that first step without falling. Then another, and suddenly they're running. But somewhere along the way, as we grow up, we lose that instinct. We start believing that failure means we're not capable. We start listening to the voices that tell us to stop. We start playing it safe because we're afraid of what people will think if we fall. Let me tell you something. The people who laugh at your failures, they are not the ones who will celebrate your success. The people who judge you when you stumble, they are the ones who never had the courage to try. The people who tell you to quit, they are simply projecting their own fears onto you. Don't listen to them. Don't let their small minds define your future. Think about the biggest breakthroughs in history. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. 1,000 times. Imagine if he had given up after the 10th failure, or the 100th, or even the 500th. But he didn't. He understood that every failure was simply bringing him one step closer to success. Think about Jack Ma. He was rejected from Harvard 10 times. He applied for jobs and was rejected over 30 times, even from KFC. But he didn't stop. He didn't let failure define him. Instead, he kept moving, kept learning, kept believing. And today he built Alibaba, one of the most powerful companies in the world. You have to ask yourself, what do you want more? The comfort of never failing, or the greatness that comes from pushing through failure? Because you can't have both. Growth comes with pain. Success comes with struggle. There is no easy way. But the truth is, the more you fail, the closer you get to success. Most people quit at the first sign of difficulty. They try something new, it doesn't work, and they walk away. That's why so few people succeed. Because they don't realize that the first failure is just the beginning. It's a test. It's life asking, how bad do you want it? When you fail, you have two choices. You can let it define you, or you can let it drive you. You can sit in your pain, or you can stand up and try again. You can believe the voice that says, maybe I'm not meant for this, or you can silence it with action. And here's the secret. Once you embrace failure, it loses its power over you. Once you stop fearing it, you become unstoppable. Because failure is no longer something that breaks you, it's something that builds you. So the next time you fail, don't run, don't hide, don't quit. Look failure in the eye and say thank you. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the opportunity to grow. Thank you for making me stronger. Then get up and keep moving. Speed is important in life. Everyone is running. Everyone wants to get ahead. People rush to build businesses, chase success, make money, and prove themselves. But let me ask you something. Where are you going? What is the destination? What is the purpose? You see, many people believe that moving fast means they are progressing. They work harder, they put in long hours, they take on more tasks, they try to do everything at once. They think that by running fast, they will reach success quicker. But that's not always true. Because if you are running in the wrong direction, what happens? The faster you run, the further you get from where you are actually supposed to be. Imagine you are on a train. The train is moving at full speed. The sound of the engine is loud, the wheels are turning, everything is in motion. But if that train is on the wrong track, no matter how fast it goes, it will never reach the right station. Instead, it will take you somewhere you never wanted to be. That is how life works. Speed alone does not guarantee success. Direction is everything. I have seen so many people work day and night, hustle every single moment, and yet they are unhappy. They are exhausted, they are frustrated, and they are stuck. Why? Because they never stop to ask themselves, is this what I truly want? Is this where I really want to go? They just kept moving because everyone else was moving. They followed the crowd. They did what society told them to do. But inside, they felt lost. Let me tell you something important. Running fast in the wrong direction is worse than standing still. Because when you are still, at least you have time to think. You have time to reflect. But if you are running in the wrong direction, you are just getting further away from your true path. I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, what is your direction? Not what your parents want, not what society expects, not what your friends are doing. What do you truly want? What is the dream that makes your heart race? What is the vision that keeps you awake at night? I know, it's not always easy to find the answer. It takes time. It takes courage to stop and question everything. But let me tell you a secret. Clarity is more powerful than speed. If you are clear about what you want, even if you take small steps, you will still reach your goal. But if you are unclear and just running blindly, you will keep going in circles. Look at the most successful people in the world. They did not succeed just because they worked hard. They succeeded because they had a clear vision. They knew exactly where they were going. Every step they took, every decision they made was aligned with their purpose. And that is what made them unstoppable. But here's the problem. Most people don't take time to define their direction. They just wake up and follow a routine. They go to work, they do what they are told, they come back home, they repeat the same thing the next day. They keep running on a treadmill, moving fast but going nowhere. And one day, they wake up and realize they have spent years climbing a ladder that was leaning against the wrong wall. That is why I am telling you today, don't just focus on speed, focus on direction. Take time to sit down with yourself. Be honest. What do you want? What excites you? What is the one thing that, if you achieved it, would make you feel truly proud of your life? Once you have your direction, then move fast. Then give it everything you have. Then run with all your energy, because now you know you are running towards something meaningful. But until you find that clarity, don't just run for the sake of running. Slow down if you need to. Take detours if necessary. It's okay. Because in the end, the right path is always better than the fastest path. Opportunities lie in problems. This is something most people fail to see. When they face challenges, they stop, they hesitate, they complain. But those who truly succeed, those who change their lives and the lives of others, see something different. They see a doorway, a hidden path, a test that, if passed, leads to something bigger. Think about it. Every great success story begins with a problem. Every business that changed the world solved something difficult. The biggest companies today, they exist because someone saw a problem and said, I will fix this. They didn't run away. They didn't blame the situation. They took responsibility and acted. And yet, most people don't do this. They look at problems and see roadblocks. They see excuses. They say, it's too hard, it's too risky. Someone else will do it. And then they wonder why life doesn't change. The truth is, success is not about avoiding problems. It is about embracing them. When something feels impossible, that's your sign. That's where the opportunity is. But only if you have the courage to step forward when everyone else is stepping back. Let's make this real. Imagine two people. One sees a broken system, a frustrating process, something inefficient. They complain, they get angry, they say, this is unfair. The other person, they see the same problem, but instead of complaining, they ask, what if I fix this? What if I make this better? What if this is my chance? That second person, that's the person who succeeds. But let's be honest, this is not easy. It takes a different kind of thinking. It takes resilience. It takes patience. Because when you step into a problem, it doesn't magically solve itself. It fights back. It tests you. It makes you want to quit. And this is where most people fail. Not because they aren't smart, not because they don't have resources, but because they don't have the mindset to push through. When I say opportunities lie in problems, I don't mean they are handed to you on a silver platter. No. The opportunity is buried deep, hidden under frustration, obstacles, and failure. You have to dig. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to keep going when others stop. It's easy to look at successful people and only see their success. But what you don't see are the thousands of problems they faced before they got there. You don't see the sleepless nights, the moments of doubt, the times they almost gave up. What made them different? They didn't run from problems, they ran toward them. Think about this. The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. If something is difficult, it means most people won't try. And if most people won't try, that means less competition. That means a greater chance for you to stand out. Look at history. Look at the greatest inventions, the biggest businesses, the most influential leaders. What did they all have in common? They didn't find easy paths. They found problems. And instead of seeing those problems as walls, they saw them as doors. But here's the hardest part. Problems don't come with instructions. No one will tell you exactly how to solve them. No one will guarantee success. And that's what makes it scary. That's what makes most people walk away. But listen to me. If you want to change your life, you have to change the way you see problems. When something goes wrong, don't ask, why me? Ask, what can I learn? What can I do? How can I turn this into something valuable? Your greatest opportunity might already be in front of you. It might be disguised as something frustrating, unfair, or even painful. It might not look like an opportunity at all. But if you shift your mindset, if you start looking at problems as gifts instead of punishments, everything changes. So the next time you hit a roadblock, don't stop. Don't complain. Don't turn back. Look closer. There is something there. There is a lesson, a breakthrough, an idea waiting to be discovered. The world belongs to those who don't run from problems. It belongs to those who step into the fire, who take the risk, who dare to see what others refuse to see. Because at the end of every problem, behind all the struggle, behind all the fear, there is something waiting for you. An opportunity.